Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Widya Fitriana and I want to present you my research paper with the title is The Impact of Online Class and Student Social Life and Analysis of College Student at UMY. At these presentations, I will divide it into several parts. With the first part is the introduction. So for the first introduction is the government was officially announced at the start of the COVID-19 era that all education institutions such as all universities are going to complete the internet online learning by March 2020. Online school was agreed by the government to avoid a spread of the figures for COVID-19 cases. And according to the Ministry of Education and Culture of the Republic Indonesia, said that the 34.5% students cannot access online instruction. Online classes are the only option to complete their studies in order to keep learning at this pandemic time. However, this turns out to have a more negative impact than the positive impact. Experiencing a reductions in opinions in their workplace, online classes have the opportunity to make students feel tired mentally because the tasks given are more than usual. Similarly, with another researcher by the Sarma 2020 discussed about the study only focus on the conception that online classes have the negative impact caused by the transfers of many tasks or assignment without mentioning other impacts. Then, I want to make more specific research to find the social impact of online class for students and want to find a trick to manage the problem. The next is the research questions. Because of this pandemic, we cannot predict when it ends and when this online class will back to be offline class. Therefore, this study was conducted to find out what are the other impacts caused by online classes and also what can we be done to reduce the impact for students. In order to get the goals, the research questions for this study are two. The first is what is the social impact of online class during the pandemic? The second is how do the students control their problem social life because of online class? So the next material is the literature review, with the part is the theoretical framework. Socializations, communications, and public speaking is a part of the social life. Social problems are in fact a conditions of life in society that it's undesirable or a conditions of life that causes problems. Social problems can occur due to obstacles in fulfilling needs, due to the socio-economic change and the use of science and technology. It can even occur due to natural disasters that are difficult to visit. And undesirable conditions or problems is a problem, then it is only natural then that people try to carry out the problems to problems. The next is online class until now has been conducted for exactly 1 year with the system that has been established by university that all forms of learning are doing by online such as material delivery, assignment collections, exam implementations, and even attending classes every day. Conduct online with the help of a many media. And according to the Aridharma Putri in the 2016 in online class, of course, the platform much needed in lectures. Online class cause students to rarely communicate directly with their friends. Not infrequently, students who attend online classes feel their ability to interact and to become active is reduced because they feel bored and tired from doing classes. Okay, the next part is the empirical review. With the first in analysis is also underway for the impact of online class during pandemic time. And according to the Argahani 2020, with their topic is the impact of online lectures during the COVID-19 that focus on level of threats of students due to the many tasks given by the lectures will cause students to be difficult to manage their time and will cause students mentally depressed to do the tasks. Because in addition to thinking about the consequence if late collecting assignments, students are also charged by a minimum score if they do not do the task properly and correctly. This will result in excessive feelings of worries from students when getting a lot of work from their lecturers. And then other researchers also explain about the tasks that are the main factors in the current online class activities that make students become mentally depressed and end up feeling stressed while undergoing online classes. And reported by the Hasana 2020, she said that fear affects the result of student learning while anxiety continues to lead to thought uncertainty and distortion. Distortions disrupt learning by reducing attention centering capacity, reducing the memory, interfering with the connections. Long-term anxiety can trigger stress that interferes with the everyday activities. Students may feel tensions on the responsibilities and demands of life students. And then other researchers also explain about the tasks that are the main factors in the current online class activities that make students become mentally depressed and end up feeling stressed while undergoing online classes. And reported by the Hasana 2020. Furthermore, another study is entitled Hispanic Adults in Families with Non-Citizens Disproportionately Feel the Economic Fallout from COVID-19 by the Gonzalez 2020. He said that the stress experienced by students is caused by those who think about how to buy internet quota to follow online class because their parents' income is reduced due to the pandemic. However, nowadays, the problem can be solved by universities and the government by the subsidy free quota for students to be able to attend online class without having to think about their own cost. So, in general, the previous researchers only focus on the reason that makes students feel stressed and only mention several factors and does not explain what the impact and the problem may have on the time online class. So in this time, the researcher hopes this research to know the social impact and the problems of social life that cause students attending online class and also know how to can done to control the problems of social life that occurs due to online class that are still ongoing to this day. So the next material is the research method. This research employed a qualitative method to classify the problem that encountered by the students during online class. To get the data, researchers conduct the interviews through a Zoom meeting with the 4 respondents and give us several questions that relate to impact that they actually experience that result in becoming impact to their social life while online class, and also questions about what the activity that usually do to reduce feeling bored during online class. This survey is carried out by Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta University students in the several cities around Indonesia. I use this method to know more deeper about the social life impact of online class and the way students can manage their problem caused by online class. Okay, move to the next material is the questions. With the intentions of the first questions as the beginning of the problems regarding whether things are disturbing the respondent during online learning. The second and the third questions is give the intentions of whether the respondents feeling to work in a group online is effective or not. Then the fourth, 5, and 6 questions aims to answer the first research questions, and the last in the 7 questions is to answer the second research question. Move to the next material is the findings. The questions given by the researcher to the respondent aim to answer the research questions. The questions tries to answer what social problems are experienced by UMY students during online learning and how they can overcome the social problems they experience by asking 7 questions. Okay, we jump to the data interpretation, and we will start with the question number one. In your opinion, what are the things that hinder you when following online learning? All respondents agreed that networks and signal were the things that bothered them the most during online classes, because as well as we know that since the online class, many students have returned to their hometowns, and not all regions have stable connections and network capacity, even as said by the respondent 1, who said that unstable connections and networks result in me often being left behind in class. And the respondent 3, which tell how difficult it is to get a network when online classes are carried out. And was also felt by respondent 2 and 4 was that the connections affect the score, such as an unstable network at any time would make it difficult for the respondent to submit assignment. Next is the question number 2 is, in your opinion, do you feel that learning and discussion with friends via online is effective? Almost all respondents answered online discussion is ineffective, but not with the respondent 1, who said that effective because so far the respondent felt enjoy discussing online with a partner that has full responsibility to discuss the group. Then it all depends on the partner that respondent invites for discussion. And for the respondent 2, 3, and 4, who said that discussion with friends or groups online were ineffective because they feel that when we were online we could not optimally hold discussions, as added by respondent 2 that said it's ineffective because not infrequently there are groups partnered who are very difficult to talk to discussions. And I feel more effective to discuss online because the opportunity. And move to the question number 3 is, in your opinion, which better, offline or online learning system? Respondent 1 and 3 felt that both of them had the different portions and each has their own strengths and weakness. For example, the offline class made the respondent understand the material 90-100%, and when offline, the respondent class did not need to fill an unstable network problem compared to online classes. While respondent 2 said that offline class is better because you can better understand the material explained by the lecturer. And respondent 4 also added that offline class is better because the activities are clear and more focused. For example, during discussions and assignments, I can do it easily because I directly face to face. And for the question number 4 is, in your opinion, is your ability to socialize increasing or decreasing during this online class? The opinion of respondent 1 and 4 is increasing. Respondent 1 said that I feel that improving because by chance that youth organizations in the home environment are very active, so social activities are still running. And additionally, by the respondent 4 said they increase because they participate in a lot of community online and they felt made lots of new friends. But in contrast to the respondent 2 and 3, that they felt their ability had decreased because they rarely socialize with people around them, and the result of this online class made respondents less enthusiastic or lazy to socialize with people and felt that they lacked time to
socialize.
So the next is the question number 5 is, in your opinion, is your ability to communicate increasing or decreasing during this online class? Almost all respondents swear that it's decreased, but respondent 1 felt that their ability had improved because when compared to offline when they first entered campus, respondents felt that their ability to communicate was better at this time. And according to respondent 2, she felt decreased because the respondent felt that effects of this pandemic making her feel lazy. Also, respondent 3 added that her ability was decreasing too because about a year online learning, the respondent felt that communication with classmates was very limited. And respondent 4, who said that her ability decreased because during online class she rarely meet friends and resulting in decreased communication skills, which was marked by difficulty in. Next is the question number 6 is, in your opinion, is your public speaking ability increasing or decreasing during this online class? Some respondents felt a positive effect from the existence of online classes, according to Respondent 1, because they were assisted by a supportive environment marked by their increasing ability to doing public speaking, as said by Respondent 2, because since online learning has meant a lot of presentations, they feel their ability of public speaking has increased because there are more frequent presentations and active questions and answers online. In contrast to the respondent 3, who said even though the respondent had attended a webinar on online public speaking, the respondent still felt that their public speaking skills had decreased. And that by respondent 4 is their ability has decreased a little because feel doubtful and afraid of being wrong. But in conclusion, the respondents feels insecure because they rarely do public speaking because now everything has to be online and the respondent never speaks offline again. And for the last questions is question number 7 is, in your opinion, how do you solve the problems of social life during this pandemic? After asking several problems related to the social life, respondent 1, 2, 3, and 4 have a different social life problems. Therefore, these last questions only focus on how they solve their life problems. According to respondent 1, always communication with everyone to still have a connections with each other is the best way to solve life problems. Respondent 2 said that communications is the way because with the respondent, communications can still connect with friends even though only through online media and not too satisfied. Then respondent 3 argues that being productive to improve the ability of respondents, such as following an organization that automatically requires respondent to meet, communicate, and work with new people to improve their ability of respondent in social life. And the next material is discussions. The most common problem felt by all respondents is regarding network problems and unstable connections. Relate to the social life issues that have an impact on the respondent's ability to socialize, communications, and the respondent's ability for public speaking gets various answers. Moreover, almost all respondents said that the activities of discussing and working with the group system is very ineffective because they thought that online discussion were very hampered by space and time and result in this activity being ineffective. I can say that these various opinions occur because each respondent has their own way of running their social life, starting from a very interesting because they are supported by their environment. There are also those who feel discouraged because they do not have a supportive environment, and there are also those who just accept that indeed the pandemic effects that result in them having to run online classes happened like this. Furthermore, their opinion about how to solve social life problems is mostly said by means with practice social life every day and communication with others. And based on the result of the research conducted by the researchers, it was stated that the 2 research questions were successfully answered and found through the respondents' answer to the questions carried out by the qualitative method. And finally, we arrive on the conclusions of this research paper. In this study, the impact of the COVID-19 or social distancing result in UMY students having to carry out online learning and resulting in the emergence of social life problems such as decreased respondents' ability to socialize, communicate, and public speaking. The problem happened because due to the change in humans' habit because this pandemic. Therefore, with this paper, it is hoped that readers can find ways to solve the social life problems at the top, because this paper has also provided various effective and minimalist ways to solve the social life problems caused by online class during this pandemic, with still communications with others and practice every day. Last part of the conclusion is it is also hoped that in the future, if there are researchers who want to research with a similar topic, they can improve research questions to be able to develop research. In addition, the researchers suggest for connecting how the impact of the social life on the level of mental health of students due to online class at the university level. And finally, thank you so much for your attention for my presentations about my research papers. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.